Good morning. It is about 6:15 in the morning and we're on our way to Valencia. I won't bore you with any more travel. Instead, I will bore you with Spain in just a moment.
Welcome to another episode of Toby's Stupid Vlog.
Welcome to Spain. Valencia Airport to be precise. Now some more boring travel-y stuff and then we'll be there. Hello and welcome to our flat. There it is. So we've just got in, well, it was bright out there, and just landed. We're on a flight with Gary Neville. It was slightly odd. I don't know what he's doing around these parts. And it's lunchtime, so the most sensible thing to do is go and get some lunch. It's very warm, but it's going to be much, much warmer on Thursday, so that's exciting. That's how weather should be. Blue sky, green trees, bright sunshine. This is one of the three main squares in Valencia, around the back of the cathedral. And we are looking for somewhere to have some lunch. So here is the cathedral in the main square, Plaza de la Reina, and behind us we've just been, there's lots of cafes and bars and ice cream places. We've just been to 100 Montaditos. We only had 4 of their 100 Montaditos. Well, that's probably enough. Now we're trying to work out where we're going to have to go tomorrow morning for the segwaying. So here's the view from our balcony. You can see one of the gates of the old city wall at the end there, which we may go up shortly. And then this way is the way towards the city centre, where we just were having lunch. We're just assessing our next move now. So we're now going up the city gate tower all the way to the top. It's up there somewhere. Already quite high. You'll be able to see here, not from here, from here, the street where we're staying, just down there. Move to the top, and now you can see a lot of their churches have their blue and white tiled domes. And that's sort of octagonal towers, part of the cathedral. And there's another amazing building there with what looks like a turret in the centre ground there. Not sure what that is. Haven't quite got my bearings. And you can see the port in the distance with the cranes. And here we are on top of the gate. This is westerly gate. So we're going out to eat. We actually booked this place a couple of days ago. They only confirmed this morning. Yes, it's Spain, so the restaurants don't tend to open much before 9. This one opens at 8:30, which is a huge blessing when you've been up since before 5. Still, it's not the earliest time in the world. We've eaten quite a lot. We're just going for a bit of a late night walk. Make the most of the fact that it's still about 20 degrees. Good morning. Oh, sort of with it this morning. It's getting used to the heat and the pace and what have you. Just don't think we're quite there yet. Today is going to be very pleasant, sort of 27 degrees. We're on the way to the market at the moment. Tomorrow is going to be apparently 42 degrees centigrade. Yes, that's right, 42. That is an actual temperature in Europe. Here we are at the central market. I'm going to go for a wander around, see what we can find. Here we are, one of the largest markets you'll ever see, in the fruit and veg primarily section. So, we have bought a lot of things. We've bought things for lunch, we've bought things for dinner, we've walked pretty much every aisle, twice. And now we're going to go and drop it back at the apartment. Those look like mozzarellas.
before we head out again to do some segwaying. Oh, SpongeBob SquarePants. Incredible. It really is an amazing market. It really is quite something else. Let's see what we've bought now. We have oranges and ham and strawberries, and then in this bag here is some kebabs we need to cook for later. Then we have asparagus and what else? Oh, sweet potato and some garlic is in there, and a baguette. All for, well, apart from the ham, all for literally cents. So we have a horchata, which I just bought from the nice lady around the corner. I am drinking and driving, but it's non-alcoholic, so don't judge me. So these are all different clocks. So you can see the time. So you pick, where are we? We are May. So you go in the top of the loop up there, and you can see that it is just before, just basically 12 o'clock, which it is. It's like 5 minutes to 12, so there we go. Our Segway marathon. I mean, that must have been a lot of kilometres.
Yeah, I think it's like 20 kilometres.
20 kilometres on a Segway. I know I'd feel much worse if I'd walked it, that's for damn sure. But it's strange when you get off and you start walking again, because you haven't actually, your feet have been planted in the same spot for a very long time. Anyway, it is pretty much lunchtime, so that should probably be the next order of business. Once we've learned how to walk again. So we had some lunch and we've come out again, and this is the Botanical Gardens, which is run by the university, where people come and study horticulture and what have you, like they do at Kew. This is their version of Kew, if you like. So we have a lot of vegetables and edibles and things going down this end. Also seen quite a few sleeping cats. There's a lot of stray cats living here. Most of them it's far too hot for, so they are, well, there's one over there. Yeah, they just sort of sit in the shade. This is the cheap way of clearing a gutter. Just get this dude here, I don't know, pay him in worms or something. I'll do it for you. So this is the actual Holy Grail, apparently. It's old enough. It's from the 1st century BC. But, you know, somewhat lacking in evidence. So this is the third final large square in Valencia. The name begins with an A and I can't pronounce it, but you can look at it on Google Maps and then you'll be wiser than I. It's where the central government buildings are and all the big hotels and what have you around the square here. And you know, the occasional palm-lined boulevard. Yeah, we found a tiger. We have to go in every single tiger we find anywhere in the world immediately. Lovely. Yeah. So we're just wandering around. This is the actual excavation of the southern gate, which would have been the old city wall. Which obviously we've shown you the big gate near where we're staying, and there's 2 gates that still exist, but this is one of the ones that clearly does not exist any longer. So we've come into one of the other markets. This is Mercado Colón Market, and this has a lot of cafes and what have you, as you can see around the top, and then it goes down a couple of levels to some other sort of eateries and whatnot. Beautiful old building, brick at either side, and then this lovely sort of metalwork. Very pretty.
Hi. Hello, you join me as I attempt to buy some condiments. We have everything in the apartment except salt and pepper, which is reasonably important. So I'm going to try and find a supermarket to get those. So it's a bit of a case of when in Spain, go to Spainsbury's. There's no such thing. Actually, no, there is. There's a website called Spainsbury's, which is like one supermarket trying to appeal to expat Brits. But I'm just going to go to a regular Spanish supermarket without copyright infringement.
Look at this masterpiece. Can't buy this in a restaurant because none of the restaurants are open yet, mainly. We have some kebabs that we bought this morning in the market, along with some asparagus that we bought there, and a sweet potato, also purchased at the central market, and garlic, obviously. So we're going into the centre of town to get dessert. This is what you get when you order a brownie late at night. So there is ice cream covered in chocolate sauce and a brownie covered in chocolate sauce. You know, because you can't have too much. Good morning, it is Thursday. Today it is supposed to be 43 degrees centigrade at some point. Yes, 43. It's not yet, but we're assured that by 5 o'clock that will be the case. At which point we will go indoors into somewhere nice and cool. We're going to have a look at a few of the little museums this morning we haven't seen and try and make the most of our Valencia tourist card. First up is the Silk Exchange, opposite the market where we were yesterday. So this is the inside of La Loña, the Silk Exchange, or what was the Silk Exchange. Big silk market, and this amazing Gothic building, which is listed obviously because it's one of the most impressive, not the most impressive Gothic building still in existence. There's a nice little courtyard out there, which you can't see through the blurry windows, and these amazing twisted vaulted ceilings and pillars. It's very impressive. The garden filled with orange trees and big chamber upstairs for meetings. It's an amazing condition if you consider how many hundreds of years old it is. It really is perfect condition. It's quite remarkable. So this is where we're going next. The Banos del Almirante, Admiral's Baths. An old Moorish bathhouse actually. It is around the corner that's been restored recently. Which you can visit. Sort of a bit like a sort of Turkish bath. Obviously they're not in use, I don't believe, as one-day baths, but they're now a museum. Just in here. Which does look very sort of Moroccan Riyadh entrancey. No windows on the outside, just a door. So this has been the main steam rooms, and then you come through to here. See, all the water is fed from the city's water supply. And then you have these amazing star-shaped holes in the ceiling that light it up. these were built initially in the beginning of the 1300s. Back when this was all part of the Moorish Empire, stretching all the way from North Africa all the way up to central Spain. And that's why architecturally it's so very different from sort of what you might consider sort of Spanish architecture of the sort of early, I don't know, middle of the 1500s. So these are the Roman baths. So this city was originally Roman before it was conquered by the Moors, and then before it was conquered by what you'd describe nowadays as the Spanish, but they're local kings. So we are all the way down in the Roman ruins, and you can see their bathhouses. So the Moors called it, the Romans called it something similar to Valencia, and the Moors called it Valencia with a B and a Y. So you can see how it kind of got its name in the end. They got some tombs, genuine Romans sleeping on the job. So one of their ceremonies they used to conduct when they were sort of starting a new build or whatever to give themselves luck is they'd have a huge feast, and then rather than do the washing up they would dig a big hole and put everything in the hole, cutlery, crockery, food remains, and then set it on fire. Isn't that amazing? Something I'm thinking of bringing back. So we're actually standing on a Roman street in the middle of old Valencia, which went off that way towards a gate, the exit of the city. And then there's a crossroads here, you can go down that way and that would take you towards the Circus Maximus. And then this way would take you around the edge past the Forum on the right and the big water fountain on the left. And it's still here, it's just underground. Every time we come back outside it's like another 2 or 3 degrees warmer. So this is where we just were, in the Archaeological Museum, which is under this pond here. You can see the Roman remains. This in front of us is the Basilica, which we're going to try and go in, and it looks like there's an open door there, largely because, you know, it's cool. So we've just been in there, it's the old Basilica. We're out on Plaza de la Virgin, where it is unbelievably hot, and there is a lot of tour guides and people taking stupid selfies. So, you know, summer holiday. So we went back to the flat, which is beautifully air conditioned, 18 degrees, had some lunch. We've come out again, we're going round to the bus stop so we can go down to the Oceanographic Museum. It's probably about 38, 39 degrees out in the shade. There's no sun on this bit, but the air is like it's come out of a hairdryer, that's the best way of describing it. It's quite alarming. So here we are back at the Centre for Arts and Sciences. A bit further than we were staying. This is the Oceanographic Museum in here. We just need to work out how to get into it because it's very hot out here. If you didn't see that sign, it's at 45 degrees. And it feels like it too. Well, we made it, obviously. Underwater, looking at Mediterranean fish. This makes me want to go scubaing really badly. Look at this. Much smaller, much more colourful fish. Oh yeah. Yes. You get a few of those in Gran Canaria as well. Blue and yellow things. We're in a tank. Forgive the blueness, it doesn't really understand what white is. It's trying, but it can't. Penguins. Just chilling, doing penguin things, probably thinking, my god, this is much hotter than I signed up for. This isn't, it's hardly the Antarctic, is it?
This is what it's all about. Swimming with fish. And good old penguins. So we got the bus most of the way back to the other tower, not the one right next to where we live, unfortunately, but it's kind of a straight walk from here, across the footbridge, through the gate, and down to a lovely air-conditioned apartment that is still 18 degrees, hopefully. So it's 9:15 at night, as you can tell, by the fact the sun hasn't set, and that it's about 36 degrees. It's a really hot breeze just blowing. And this is our bus. So we're sitting outside, I'm eating grilled artichokes, and then over here we have mushroom croquetas. It's a tapas extravaganza. Next we have beans and bacon and patatas bravas. And we're just wandering back towards a bus stop, most likely. It's ridiculous. I've never been this hot in the dark. It's crazy. Complete madness. So we've come to the central market to buy food because look at the size of the croissants. They're enormous. So we bought one croissant and one pain au chocolat that's the same size as my fist, frankly. Enormous. Everything here is just super-sized, but they're all about €1 or so. Very impressive. Good morning. We are in the ceramic museum at the moment. This is where you can see this incredible ceramic kitchen malarkey. There's lots and lots of plates and lots of, pottery, which if you're into that kind of thing, or if you're into art that looks like it was done by children. But more impressive than that is the floor below, is actually the rooms themselves of the palace, which are very, very nice to look at. This is where the stupid idea of baths in the bedroom came from. So we're crossing a bridge over the Turia gardens, the old riverbed, where we were segwaying a couple of days ago. And we're going to the Monforte gardens, which is just on, sort of over there-ish, somewhere. Very precise, I know. Now, if you look down the riverbed, you can see in the far distance the giant sort of sail near where the Oceanographic museum is, where we were yesterday. This is where we are. After much trial, we've made it in. Ta-da! Gardens. So here we are in Monforte Gardens. Excuse me, with their nice fake hill and walkway around it. And big lily pond with goldfish and everything. And that's the house, the original house whose gardens these were. So from one set of gardens to another, we've just left the Monforte
Gardens, and we are in the Turia riverbed. 9-kilometre gardens. Try not to get hit by a bicycle. We're just walking down a little bit to the next gate. So that is the gate that is the old Moorish city wall. The entrance to the original Moorish city, starting about the 4th century. So obviously then there's a bigger wall on the outside, which are the was built by the Spanish, the Valencians. So there's kind of two walls, one inside the other. So we've got our free tapas that we got with the Valencia card, and now we're doing some shopping for lunch bits. Cockles? No? Prawns? Lots of fresh seafood. It's a fun little supermarket, it's just around the corner from us. Ooh, ribs! We are back by the Serrano Gate, heading back across the Turia Gardens riverbed to get on a tram to take us down to the beach and then the port. Here comes the tram that's going to take us to the beach. Dr. Lodge. So here we are. This is the Mediterranean. We're looking east, I had to think about that, towards, I guess Parma technically would be the next thing, and then ultimately Italy when you eventually get there. And yeah, it's a very nice big boardwalk and a huge beach. It runs it's about a mile, I think. So here is the sea. The waves are quite impressive, I would say, looking at them. The temperature of the water is probably going to be quite alarming, so I'm just bracing myself. Yeah, it is. Not sure the water's quite as warm as it is at Gran Canaria. It always feels slightly warmer in the Canaries. They are a bit further south, to be fair. This is a fair bit chillier. That said, I might go in anyway. Right, we're going to go back in the water just once more. It's very cold, but that's not the problem. The problem is not the temperature, it's how strong the waves are. That's all I can take the Toby. Let's go back. She's equally difficult. Okay, that was exhausting. So we're going for a wander down the promenade towards the harbour where the Grand Prix used to be. Past this amazing Roman hotel complex and towards the Ferris wheel. So we're down by the marina where the old F1 circuit was. Used to drive around the marina until Bernie asked for far more money than anybody actually has, especially the Spanish, and then it stopped. I think that's going to be a story in a lot of cities in the next few years. So here's the entrance to the harbour. You can see two very large boats coming in. Apparently the headquarters for the America's Cups are all down there. I can see Emirates Team New Zealand and there's a few others, I think, all in the harbour here, all numbered. So we're just heading away from the port now, back into the city slowly to try and use our Valencia card to get more free stuff. Check out the view from the 8th floor of the department store where we're having our free tapas. You can see, well, that's the the Oceanographic Museum where we were yesterday. That's the big conference centre, and that's the Arts and Sciences Museum. And you can just see the top, curved top of the Opera House Yeah, what an amazing view. This is the second free tapas and free glass of wine of the day. So we all had about 5 meals by the time today finishes. The churros weren't free, and neither was the iced tea. But that was. So we're going out for the evening because that's what you do. This is the busiest street. That's where all the bars and what have you are, and restaurants and whatnot. And we're going to go down here to try and go to Arroceria, which is a rice area, a vendor of rice-based dishes. So if you think Number Wang is a fun game, then try this. Yep, it's the obvious successor. Right, we're going down here. Here we have more Valencian paella, complete with multiple animals. Rabbits, chickens, snails, different types of beans. It's all very tasty. We have some sangria as well. Welcome to a little bar where we're going to have the local drink, which he's making right there. Well, it's another very, very blue day, unsurprisingly. And it occurs to me I haven't actually given you a tour of the apartment that we're just about to leave. So you're going to get 2 tours today. One of the Valencia apartment and then one of the Barcelona apartment when we arrive. So here we are. We've pretty much tidied up. Little kitchenette. That's the bathroom through there. This is the living space. It's very nice. And then there's the bedroom. So it's a very nice little spot. We're just about to go off to the station. Didn't show you the amazing entrance hall to our building. I'm showing you everything as we're leaving. To the station we go. Goodbye, Valencia.